Okay, this is part 4 of chapter 3. First of all, we're going to create a new class. The name of the class is going to be Event Site. What we're going to do in this particular class is we're going to create a variable who is going to have a scope of private. It's going to be the data type of integer, and it is going to be included here with a private scope on it. No other class can see it. It can only be seen by the Event Site class. We are also going to go in and create a method which is going to return a variable to other classes. The only thing that this particular class or this method is going to do is just return site number. Now you will notice that since we have a return statement, we must have inside of the method header a data type, and the data type must match whatever it is that we're returning back with us, and it is going to be site number. It is going to be an integer. The next method that we're going to create is also going to have a scope of public, which means it can be seen by multiple classes. However, this one is not going to return anything. It's just going to simply have a void in the heading because everything's going to be contained here in this particular class. The name of this method is going to be setSiteNumber, and we are going to also need to include an argument because we are going to bring a value with us to set a particular variable, in this case, which is going to be site number. What we need to do is we need to make sure that our argument site number here is going to match every other occurrence of site number within this particular class. Since we have declared a private variable site number as an integer, we've got a method that's going to return a value of site number, again being an integer. We want to make sure that we include here an argument which is going to be an integer. And this particular method is going to simply just set the value of site number to equal whatever value we bring with us as an argument into this class. Now the next thing we need to do here is to go in and simply save. And we are going to compile. Now you will notice that we do have a good clean compile here on this particular class. We cannot at this particular time run this class because it does not have a main method. As you will recall, every program must have a main method or have access to one. Since this program does not have a main method, since it does not at this particular point have access to a main method, it cannot run, but it can compile. And you do want to make sure it can compile so that we can use it in other places. This is the conclusion of part 4.